That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome to a Tuesday stream. It is Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. It is not the last Tuesday in August. It is almost the last Tuesday. But it is not the last Tuesday. We have one more, but we are moving into late August. We're moving into late summer, and we're getting geared up here in the very near future to be heading back to school and fall and all that kind of stuff. But not yet. And so while the summer continues, we have got some more awesome games on our plate, including today's Chat Chosen Patreon Fueled Game of the Month, and that is this, The Graveyard Keeper, which I have heard many good things about. I think I watched a little bit of this game being played by Darksaber. This, of course, is provided to us by the wonderful people at GOG.com. Thank you, GOG.com, for providing this code as I try to, manage a graveyard. I know very little about this. It is going to be interesting to see how this game works, but I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be good times. St. John's doesn't go back until Thursday. It goes back a week from this Thursday, and actually, usually, and I think all schools, frankly, should start in the United States anyway, should start after Labor Day. It doesn't make any sense to me because what happens is they go back on Thursday and then they have to miss the next Monday anyway because it's Labor Day. So immediately you're down on Monday. It's just silly. Just start on Thursday. Anyway. But that's my own pet peeve. But yeah, St. John's starts a week from this Thursday, and then technically that's when it starts. But really, realistically, it doesn't really get underway for me in the way I view it until the Thursday after that, because that's when everybody is finally back on campus. Everyone has decided what classes, most people have decided at that point what classes they're taking or not. So that's kind of where I'm at. So we will see. Classic, or that's funny. Yeah, everybody seems to be people who love this game are really love it. So I'm looking forward to trying it. Anyway, so I can do that quickly. Let me just go through a couple of quick things. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCord, Twitter with !ArvTweets. On the YouTube thing, let me remind everybody, please, that if you're able to subscribe to the YouTube channel, that is much appreciated. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps us. We've gotten some good number of subscriptions over the last couple of weeks, but I'm really trying to push this up to 1,000 subscribers. Once I get to that number, I can monetize the channel, which is what I would very much like to do, so that I have an alternative just in case something happens to go down with Twitch. Not that I'm necessarily expecting anything, but it is what it is. You just want to make sure you have all your bases covered, basically. So if you're able to do that, that would be lovely. And as I mentioned, Discord is !ArvCord, Twitter is !ArvTweets, website arvaneleron.com. On the financial side, !ArvShop is my merchandise area where you can get Infinity and Beyond and Adventures in Middle-earth and soon to be Esper Genesis stuff there. !ArvTreon is the Patreon, which is really the financial backbone of the channel, and it really does make a big difference. So thank you if you've supported it, and if you haven't, please consider doing so because it really does help us out. And so Arvtreon for that, and then subbing to the channel allows you to get those subsystem, that sub stuff going on. So you've got the custom sub badges and the emotes and all that kind of good stuff. We got more custom sub badges headed your way very, very soon. On the publishing side, Icarus is the Icarus graphic novel. From Athos Arts. Library is Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook. And Grayshade KS is the Grayshade Kickstarter. Now, I don't want to talk too much about this right now, but the reason I have not been talking as much about this over the last couple of weeks is that there is a bit of a delay that's going to be happening on this Kickstarter, and I don't want to get into the details of it because it's various things that I just don't want to get into right now. The Grayshade Kickstarter is absolutely happening, but it's not going to be happening next week. One of the things that's extremely important to me, and I am out of my mind impatient at this point. I want this thing to launch. I'm very excited and proud of this property, and I know it's going to do well when it gets out there. But one thing that's really important is not to launch something before it's as good as you can possibly get it to be under normal circumstances. Now, that doesn't mean nothing is ever going to be 100% perfect, but when there are aspects that you know are going to be better in terms of who's doing what, it just doesn't make sense to launch earlier than normal. So Grayshade is pushed back. I am hoping that's going to be soon, but it is just, I know it is going to be soon, but it's not going to be happening next week. And there's just nothing that can be done about that. I only have control over so much. I'm just one person. And, I hate doing this, by the way. I hate it. I hate with a passion announcing something and then having to feel like I'm crying wolf because, it doesn't happen, but I just don't have control over it. I don't have, millions of dollars that I can put this stuff out myself. So we just have to hang in there. And it is not a super long, incredibly long, I don't expect it to be an incredibly long delay, but it is being pushed back a little bit. So my apologies for that. Exclamation point Gray Shade Chaos will give you details about that. So Forbidden Library, though, is already being shipped out. Yeah, thanks, Echo. I appreciate that. That's pretty much how I feel, yes. Although I will say that Forbidden Library, there is good news there. That's being sent out by the distributors literally between yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. It is on its way out because they have finally gotten it in the warehouse, so it is being shipped. So that is good news. But the other stuff, man, it is what it is. Hey, what's up, Abstractism? Good to see you. Hello, Mrs. Dunsel, Classicore, and everybody else. Tell them to ship to Norway first. Listen, I don't know how they manage that, unfortunately. That's above my pay grade, but they are sending it now, so that should be helpful, I hope. So yes, anyway, exclamation point Gray Shade Chaos for a little bit of details about what the Gray Shade Kickstarter will look like when it does come out. And of course, last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, very important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives, and exclamation point Help Now, which is the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Very important to reach out to others when you need help and to reach out to others when they need help as well. So schedule-wise, we've got Graveyard Keeper coming up now at 4 p.m. Eastern. I will be over on GOG, and I will be GOG.com's Twitch channel, and I will be playing more D&D with GOG. We should have the full crew there playing more Ghosts of Saltmarsh. This is one of 2 sessions of Ghosts of Saltmarsh this month, which is pretty cool. So we're going to be playing that today. That will be exciting. And then tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have got our vocalists making their return with some more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. And it looks like Little Red Dot is going to be back joining us too. So that is going to be good. So we got a big night tonight. Then we are off tomorrow, and then Thursday off, and then Friday we are going to be back with some Esper Genesis. That is coming up I think that's coming up this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got D&D with Infinity Beyond on Saturday as we do our second Eberron session, which is very cool because I've been so excited about that. And then we move on to the last Tuesday in August, which is next Tuesday, and that is going to involve some Adventures of Middle-earth on this channel during this slot, and then over on GOG, it'll be more D&D with GOG Pen and Pixels, and that is going to wrap up August and move us into the fall. So with that said, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that. Thank you very much, J-Rab. I appreciate it. The 38 total month sub. Thank you very much, Jay. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, dude. And there we go. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm actually a lot cooler now than I was because I was out earlier today basically restoring my house because I had moved all of the stuff inside our shed that was loose and could be blown around. So I moved like the table and chairs and like all of this stuff. And then, of course, Henri was, at least in this area of where I live, a complete dud. I mean, a complete dud. Like there was a little bit of wind and a little bit of rain. We never even came close to losing power. There was nothing. This thing was a big fat nothing for us. And it did hit a lot of people in Rhode Island. There were a lot of people who lost power. And I don't want to minimize the fact that it had storm surge effects elsewhere. I know there was flooding in New York. Beyond all that, I would much rather be over-prepared for something and not need it than be under-prepared and get walloped. That said, though, taking another half hour in, 150, point humidity or whatever to go put everything back, I'm like, oh God. But, yeah, it was a tropical storm and it was nothing. It was like literally nothing. There's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. But, as I say, I would rather have the situation that we have now than have a situation that like is where we're really regretting things. So I was very happy to be where we're at. That said, though, thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Yeah, and listen, Eberron. Oh, so exciting for Eberron. So exciting. Thank you, Jay, for the Jira. I appreciate it. All right, so with no further ado, folks, let us get into this game. I am excited to give this a shot. I have just installed it. I literally haven't even opened it up yet. One of the nice things about having a second gaming computer is the fact that I then don't have to worry about all the capture because literally it's going to be full screen on this, so I don't have to worry about like all the bells and whistles with this. Also, can I just say a quick note here? I have been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV online during some off-stream hours, and I've actually really been having a lot of fun with it. But the servers were down yesterday, so I'm going back into. I'm almost done with my full writing work holiday that I've been on for like 6 weeks, which I've been able to keep to for the most part. I had to do some gray shade edits in there, but mostly I've been able to. It's been very, very nice. I really needed the break. So I'm looking forward to getting back into some manuscript revision, and then obviously I'm going to be starting to get ready for what looks to be like a busy fall. But so I've been doing a lot of reading. I'm almost done with the first Drist book, which is actually really fun because I'm getting to see all these references to cities that I play D&D adventures in, Bryn Shander and stuff like that, and the 10 Towns and all that. So anyway, I read more of Martha Wells' second book after All Systems Red, the name of which, Artificial Condition, which I really liked. But anyway, so I've been doing some reading, doing some playing. So last night, I tried to install this right here, Dungeons & Dragons Online. I have to say, now I like Standing Stone. I have Lord of the Rings. Their account system is the biggest piece of garbage I have ever run into. First of all, it looks like it's from 2001. Like, could we please get updated a little bit on the system? Secondly, it doesn't. I basically tried to create 2 or 3 separate new accounts because of course I can't use my account that I already have with them for a second game. Like, why would I be able to do that? I mean, that's silly. I mean, it's only the same company, right? Like, why can't I just have the same account to play an also free to play game, whatever? I can't get logged in, so I finally had to open a support ticket for them. So I couldn't play D&D online. I'm just like, I want to play this game. And I was just like, fix your stuff, Standing Stone. I really like Lord of the Rings, and I went back on and I confirmed that works completely fine. But I cannot get an account started with D&D online. It's just, man. And the currency doesn't work between. Yeah, it just, like, some of it I understand. I'm not saying that they need to make everything the same thing, but this is not a huge company, and they got 2 big properties, D&D Online and Lord of the Rings Online. Would you please just, I mean, come on. Like, it doesn't take much to just freaking, ugh. It was annoying. Anyway, but that complaint being what it is, here, as you can see, is Graveyard Keeper. So here we go. The volume is probably going to have to be adjusted, so bear with me on that. But we will get the volume adjusted as soon as we can. All right, Graveyard Keeper. Tiny build. Okay. Lazy Bear Games. No, it's Standing Stone Games. And I really want to play it. Hey, what's up, Mar044? Yeah, I definitely want to play some D&D online. I want to give it a shot. So, thank you for purchasing the Stranger Sins DLC. We hope you enjoyed the new story in your new tavern. The additional content will become available, and Jerry asked you for something a bit stronger than wine. Thank you for purchasing the Game of Crone DLC. We hope you enjoyed the new story in your refugee camp. Additional content will become available when you wake up and meet an unexpected guest in your house. I have no idea what any of that means. Okay. All right, so we got that master volume. So let me turn this down. Okay. How we doing volume-wise? Is this good? Yeah, GOG is pretty good about those keys. I mean, we are advertising their game for them in a way, so. How's the music, folks? Because I can barely hear it, so I hope it's good. Is that volume on the game okay? Music is low? Good. How's that? I'm glad it's low, actually. Is that better? How are we looking at Mrs. Dunsel Mar? Is that music better? Hi, Triffid. Good now? Cool. Perfect. Lovely. It's good for me, too. All right. Here we go. Graveyard Keeper. Never played it before. Is this the same people that did that Zombie to Canada game or whatever? It looks similar. It is an ordinary day, and our hero is hurrying home where someone very important is waiting for him. 23:6. Even in everyday routine, there's a place for loving and feeling loved. Especially when you know that someone misses you. Aww. Oh. Don't look at your phone in the middle of the road, my dude. What happened? Where is everything? Calm down. You've merely turned a... Oh, wait. Calm down. You've merely turned a new page in your life. A whole new chapter awaits you ahead. But I need to go home. Can I go home? Oh, this is depressing. There is always a way to get home. Let me see. Your new home is a graveyard. Does that mean I'm dead? It means you're a graveyard keeper now. But I need to go home to my love. Okay, this is incredibly depressing. I hope this gets happy in a minute. Then you need to be a good graveyard keeper. You should dig up Jerry. He'll help you sort everything out. Who? What a strange vision. What is this nightmare? Okay, let's find Jerry. Okay. Oh my god, it's Stardew Valley, the friggin' whatchamacallit version. Cook. Berry juice. Oh god, crafting. Okay. Nothing there either. So this is like Minecraft and... Oh boy. Hatch is closed for now. Graveyard Valley. Life news. You as of last Monday have a live-in partner. Congratulations, Coven. That's awesome. Stardew Valley Goth Edition. Congratulations, Coven. That's awesome. Okay, there's Jerry, I guess. Oh my god, this is totally Stardew Valley. Oh my god. Crafting. Place for wood logs. Okay. Place for stones. Alright, let me dig up Jerry. What? Holy sword, I'm a skull! Are you Jerry? Why would you dig up Jerry? A man with a red eye told me that I need to dig up Jerry. A red eye. I remember. Oh, Sard, that's right, I'm Jerry. How did you find me? The man told me that you'd answer all my questions. Good, good. But first let me ask you, who are you and where the Sard are we? I love that. I must be dreaming. None of this can be real. You're the new graveyard keeper. What else do I remember? Let me think. I remember that sound. Let's go check it out. Everything is so strange. None of this makes sense. Skellington Head speaks. Something is very wrong with that animal. It could be dangerous. Okay. Got a fresh corpse from the town. Wow, a talking donkey. You can understand me? Let's talk. Who are you? I'm cheap labor. This card isn't mine, so I have to work for the capitalist bastard who owns it. And I only earn 5 carats a day. We must fight the means of production and destroy the... This situation's deeply humiliating. You know where I'm coming from, right, comrade? The bastard pretends that he doesn't understand anything I'm saying. Anyway, I need to go back to the town. I love that it's like hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. You get rid of this one and I'll bring you a new one. What a strange land this is. Hey, what are you staring at? I'll grab that juicy corpse while it's still fresh. What for? I feel like we should take it to the morgue. I don't remember why exactly, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fun, and it might be profitable. Oh, I'm gonna puke. Let's do it! Okay, use E to pick up and drop large items. Sard, I like this place. It feels like home. Put the body on the autopsy table. Then, what's next? Oh, yes, slice some flesh from the corpse. That should be good for starters. What an outstanding, upbeat game. What? No way. This isn't right. Sure, it's not right. How could I forget? Maybe because I'm a talking skull with amnesia. Is it right that you don't know where you are? Is it right that I'm a skull? Nothing is right here. So shut the sod up and do what I tell you. You promise you'll tell me how to get home? You just need to trade the meat in the village tavern for a beer. Talking skulls never lie. And then bring the beer to me. You've unlocked a new technology and got blueprint preparation place, blueprint palette, extract flesh. Ugh. I do love the hee-haw, 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 hee-haw. I love the little... That's disgusting. Yeah, I'll get used to it. So what should I do with the corpse? I don't know. Let's bury it. Take the corpse. I'll wait for you in the graveyard. Let's bury it. That's right, I said bury it. Use the blueprint desk at the graveyard. Mark a site for the grave, then dig it with your shovel. Carefully put the body where it remains in the grave. Bury, decorate. Warning, do not use goat skulls and upside down stars for decoration. What is this? All right. Build a grave site. How about there? Nicely done. This burial certificate. I remember money, alcohol. Alcohol. I sure used to like it. A lot. Oh, Sard, here comes the bishop. He's your boss. Oh, I know. Ask him about this burial certificate. He should know something. I better leave now. I'll be in the morgue waiting for my beer. Dear me, I'm so tired. Why? Why do I have to come here every week? Oh dear, the new keeper. We've been expecting him for 30 years, but he pretends there's nothing wrong. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your graveyard is a mess. There is no way I'm promoting you to cleric until you fix it. Repair graves to increase the graveyard's overall quality. Probably need special resources to do that. Create wooden marker. As soon as your graveyard quality is at least 5 skulls, I'll be pleased to promote you. You look like a spiritual leader, and I'm a good judge of character. Ha ha! I'm good at everything. That's why I was chosen to represent his will. Your predecessor used to keep his stuff in a trunk somewhere here. You should check it. I'll come by again next week. In fact, I come here every checker circle looking thing. Maybe I'm not dreaming. Did I eat something? Oh, he's waiting. What should I say? Why is it you come here? It's part of my duty. The unpleasant part. It's kind of an old tradition. I don't know much about all the traditions and rituals. I'm just here to represent his might and glory. Ha ha! I have one tiny question. What is this burial certificate? As soon as a body has been laid to rest, you can trade its burial certificate for money at the village tavern. Can you tell me more about the burial certificate? It is your payment for laying our brethren to rest. It's all part of an ancient contract between the town and the village. Wait, what do you mean? As soon as a body's been laid to rest, you can trade its burial certificate for money at the village tavern. Oh god, this seems too complicated to be a dream. What do you mean a timer? Keister. Timer where? Are you mean referring to the game? Do you mean for the game? Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything yet. About the town. Oh, the town is the heart of our glorious land. The palace, the cathedral, everything is there. You should see it for yourself. But in those clothes? Well, that would be rather funny. How can I get to the town? It's not far from the village. Just head south from the tavern. Oh, they have a timer in this game? I hate timers. Honestly, this is why I'd stop. I played a little bit of Stardew Valley, and I just stopped because the timer was just stressing me out. I know everyone always talks about how stress-free Stardew Valley is. Man, I do not see it that way at all. I just see it as a bunch of things that I'm not able to get to in time because I'm missing it all the time. All right, where is this village? Just go east from the graveyard gate along the old stone road. No more questions. How can I'm not the keeper. I was going home from work. I need to go home. There's a talking skull. He forced me to butcher a corpse. Haha, a fine joke. I'm a humorist myself. Here's one. Who is BB? Who? I am. Haha. Blessed and beautiful. How can I fix the graveyard? Just repair all the graves. It wouldn't take me even an hour, but it's your job. Repair graves, right? You run out of repair kits while fixing the graveyard. You can always craft new ones. Okay, to craft new items, you'll need to unlock the relevant technology. This costs tech points. Player's tab to open the technology tree. Red points represent your handcrafting skills, your ability to work with materials. Green points represent your knowledge about the nature of things and nature itself. Blue points represent your spiritual knowledge of the immaterial world. You get your first. Okay, you earn points simply by doing anything. Also, you can get points by studying new items at a special table. Stone rock. Timber. Oh my heavens. So, how do I get to repairing? Oh my god. How do I repair stuff? Oh my god. What is this? What? Okay. Alright, those are my tasks. I gotta be honest, putting the tasks under the known NPCs is quite a choice. Can't have a task list there? Okay, there's the map. Okay, I guess I'll take all of it. Alright, so how do I repair? Royal service box will start working once the church opens again. Okay. It's locked. Closed due to cultist activity. Address any concerns to the Inquisitor. Interesting. Alright, and I assume that the shovel will eventually break also. Crafted what? Okay, hold on a second. Need a gravestone. Okay, stone cutter 2. How do I... Alright, I guess I just have to do this. Okay, so do I... You build grafting benches over at your hut. Okay. So do I mean, I guess early on I should just be basically following the arrows, right? To like do these tasks because I need money and stuff. I'm guessing that's what I need to do early on. Which hill? Okay. What's that? Dead horse. Okay. Hi. Welcome to the Dead Horse Tavern. I'm Haradric. How can I help you? I came from the graveyard. I woke up here today and things have been crazy since then. Oh, sorry. How could I not have recognized you? Good, this is good. Things are looking bright for our small village. Oh, yeah. When are you planning on opening the church? I need to fix the graveyard first. Sure, sure. It's been a while since anybody took care of it. So let's get down to business, shall we? How can I help you? Bishop told me you buy my burial certificates? Yes, he's right. As the head of the village, according to the ancient contract, I have to trade it for money. Of course, only if I have any money. What do you mean? The village is going through hard times. We're short on money. But as soon as you open the church, pilgrims will bring lots of shiny coins to the village. I can get back home. Can you tell me where I am because I really need to get home? My darling will be so worried. You're at the Dead Horse. Okay, it looks medieval. Maybe I traveled through time. And what year is it now? Year? What do you mean? The time it takes for the Earth to make one revolution around the sun. Oh, you've been listening to the astrologers' nonsense. Everybody knows that the Earth is flat, but I get you. It's 200 after the ancient contract and 210 after... never mind. And what is the name of our beloved kingdom? The Kingdom. And it is definitely not beloved here in the village. You have any other questions? Yeah, how do I get a town pass? It's rather complicated. Oh, I'm surprised. The Inquisitor can grant a town pass, or you can just purchase citizenship. Let me think. You know, there is one villager who could help you. Ms. Charm. Maybe she can help you. Okay. To trade you some fresh meat. Delicacy in our village. I'd be glad to buy it. I just need to see the royal meat stamp on it. What? Many years ago, there was an accident with an inappropriate meat. Ever since, all meat must be approved by royal authority. And I don't need any trouble with the town. Does your meat have a stamp? Actually, no. I don't even want to know where you can get unauthorized meat. But wow, it really looks good. Without a stamp, my hands are tied. Let me tell you where I got this meat. Where can I get this stamp? Oh, you can send a form to the royal court through the mailbox near your church, but it'll cost you a bundle. But there's another way. I'll tell you just because we're neighbors. Come closer. There's this guy called Snake. I think he has a fake royal stamp. But to be honest, I haven't seen him for a while. You can ask Ms. Charm. She comes here every universal sign for female plus red thing. I bet she can help you to find Snake. Thanks. Oh, Keeper, could you kindly take this letter to our local blacksmith, Cresvold? Sure, where can I find him? The southeastern corner of the village. Till the vendor gets to tier 2. Alright, well. Alright. And who are you? You must be the new graveyard keeper. So I've been told. But how did you know? Oh, if you live as long as I have, you'll probably learn how to read people too. But where's my manners? I'm Mrs. Chain. Oh, I thought that was Charm. Horadric's wife. Nice to meet you. I have a few questions about... Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about it being slow. He's not only the tavern keeper, but also the elected head of the village. I'm worried about it being overwhelming. That, and I don't really love particularly love crafting games. Besides, he really does like to talk. All I can do is to sell you some recipes. Okay. Now, let me go do this thing. Southeastern corner. Suppose we have a mini map. Well, we do kind of have a map. Okay, that's outside of the village, sort of. Ah, the blacksmith. Hey, what are you staring at? Nothing, just looking around. I think I'm the keeper of the local graveyard. May I ask who you are? Unfortunately, I'm the local blacksmith. My name is Cresvold. I have a letter for you from Horadric. A letter? Of course, 1 minute away and he can't be bothered to come himself. I guess old habits never die. Thank you. Sorry for my nagging. Seems it's my new habit. Slimes again. Radric asked me to get rid of them. I don't have time for those pesky little green bastards, but maybe you can help. Take this rusty sword and energy potion. The sword is broken, but you can repair it with a whetstone on the grinder right behind me. You can keep the whetstone. Maybe you'll need it to recover your shovel sometime. If you manage to kill them, bring me their remains and I'll spare you some materials. They should be right up the other side of my house, near the puddles. Okay, different actions in the game spend energy. Crafting, gathering, fighting take energy. Fighting spin don't take health as well. Can refill your health and energy with food and potions. Sleeping will also restore your health and energy. Okay. Let me do that. So... sharpen up the sword. Alright. Ow. How do I fight? How do I fight? Oh, there we go. I got it. Space bar. Yeah, I think I did it. Alright. Good job. I'll take this whetstone. Just sharpen your broken tools and they'll be as good as new. Create green jelly. Create red jelly. Oh my goodness me. Alright, that's more stuff. Okay. Okay, get a beer from the tavern. Reach 5 at the graveyard. Find a stamp. Sell meat to Horadric. I mean, I got a sword, but that doesn't really... Okay, so I need to go craft some stuff, I guess. Ugh. Okay. Only go one way. You just received a thing in the mail and you will go Instagram it? Okay. Just keep away from me, okay? Alright. Oh, wait, that's Ms. Charm. But what? Oh, man. I'm supposed to talk to you. I was confused. I thought it said Ms. Charm, but then I saw Ms. Chain, and I thought I just misread it. Oh, really? I ordered mine. They said that they shipped it, but I hadn't gotten mine yet. I like the footsteps. I look to be almost out of energy. Too much to hope for that I could hover and find it out, right? Yeah. Psst, come here. Where you been? I was at the village. This place is so weird, but it feels so real. And everybody's okay with me just appearing out of nowhere. Oh, the VIPs. Oh, I see how it is. Side, you're stealing my thoughts. Stealing. I remember there's a cellar in your cottage. Some provisions must be stored there. Okay. Wheat. Exactly. I remember baking bread from it. Pies. Sweet berry pies. Toast, onion toast. Ugh, onions. Well, that's good with beer. Sorry, you know what? I need a beer. This is beginning to feel like a one-sided relationship. Bring me beer and I'll tell you a lot of important stuff, like how you can get home. Questions? Okay, like, I need money. Yes, can you tell? It was rhetorical. Do I look like a magic head with answers? Well, technically, yes. Side, you smartass. I'll be waiting for that beer at my place. No beer, no answers. All right. Great, I'll get right on that as soon as I do the 750 million other things I have to do. And I guess basement of the cottage. I'll go here. What's that sound? Ooh. Damn gate. I'll come here every night if I have to, but I'll get through eventually. Got some bandit. Nah, not a fan of onions. Looks like I can remove this blockage and fortify the arch. Ugh, just as soon as I... Okay, I'll get right on that. Alright, let's do this first. Nope. Baked mushrooms, baked apple. Whoops. Okay, I need flitch. What is all this stuff? Oh my God. Alright, I got the supplies. I assume I can't do anything with this right now either. Yeah, alright. So now I go back upstairs. Now I gotta start actually making some things instead of just getting other stuff. I also don't have enough energy, so I probably need to sleep first. Oh, okay, okay. You can only meet... Okay. That's better then. Whoa, I'm so refreshed. This is not good. Not good at all. Who do you think you are? I'm the new graveyard keeper. Hooray! A kipper! Wow, I've been here for... how long? I'm Yorick. I'm so lonely. Poor, poor me. It's too bad you're here. Wait, no, on the contrary, I'm very glad to see you. But we do have a rather unpleasant fellow buried here. We'd really like to have a new neighbor instead. That sound like something you can help us with after the 857,000 other tasks? I'm not exactly sure why I'm here, actually. Jerry only told me about burying bodies. You're Yorick and he's Jerry. Funny. Ah, the half dead skull. That jealous bastard. He can only dream of what a peaceful rest we're having. Who am I kidding? It's terrible here. Especially that guy down in the lower right corner grave. He's so mean. Could you just get rid of him? Just dig him up and throw him in the river. I can even give you this license that I stole back when I was alive. What license? You're such a dummy. To dig up a corpse, you need a license. The old keeper used to buy them through the mailbox near the church. Okay. Great. Alright, I've got to go actually craft something. Alright. Building interface, start building, blah, blah, blah. So... what? Okay. Sawhorse. Okay, where's the sawhorse? That's a grindstone, yeah. Where's the sawhorse? Are you a sawhorse? It's a garden. Oh, jeez. Where's the... have I built a sawhorse yet? My wife is allergic to onions, and I just don't like them. They're acidic, and I just not my thing. Okay, so where do I go get this sawhorse? Like what? Oh, is that the sawhorse? That looks like it might be a sawhorse. What are you? The garden, property and forfeiture. Oh, okay. Thanks. I want looking for a sawhorse. Blueprint? Yeah, I see that, but it doesn't let me build... Flitch. Crafted at sawhorse, circular saw. Where is there a circular saw? I mean, yeah, I can get raw material, that's fine, but what I need is a sawhorse. I mean, I don't know, there's a place for stones here. This is a place for wood logs. This is a grindstone. This is the regular blueprint thing. This thing down here is for the garden. So I don't... Corpse hatch. Maybe it's in the morgue? Right. See, I need to get some of this stuff to clear it out, but I can't because... Repair the desk. Corpse hatch. You unlock it in the skill tree. Oh god. Sawing. Oh, okay. Alright, so now I guess I should be able to build that from my blueprint, right? Whoops, wait, I think I went the wrong way. Technology saw... this music... oh man, alright, sawhorse. Let's build you... right there. Okay, too much to hope for. Big tree sawmill. Where the hell is a big tree sawmill? I want to cut this down. Okay, big tree sawmill. What's up, Miranda? Okay, so where... big tree sawmill. Where is the big tree sawmill? Because I feel like I need a sawhorse to build anything, and I can't build the sawhorse until... I'm looking for the big tree sawmill because I need that to build, to get the parts that I need to build the sawhorse so I can do literally anything else in the game. But I mean, like, I don't think it's just cutting down a tree, is it? Am I missing something? A log. Oh, so I just, okay, I just cut down a tree. Is that it? So I just cut down a tree? I do. All right. That's a big tree. What? Oh, I need to place... okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now I need 4 of those. No, I got 4. I need flitch. So I need to do that one more time. All right. I think I get it. I think I get it. Death to all trees. Yeah. All right. I think I get it. All right. So, oh, can I cut down the dead tree? That'd be even better. No? Oh, I can't cut down a dead tree. I can only cut down living trees, right? Okay. Okay. So, flitch. Wait a minute. What did I... Maybe I'm getting confused, though. This just tells me things I can craft. Okay. I wasn't... Woof. All right. First of all, do I have food? Alright, I have to cook some stuff. Let's give you that get energy. Alright. So... I better go back to the graveyard and figure out what I need. Oh, it's all very... Is this very ASMR? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh, stone cutter. Okay, I need a stone cutter. Okay. Chopping spot, iron ore. Carpenter's workbench. Okay, so stone cutter. Go back and do that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Oh boy. Gross, 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 gross. Okay, go down here. And I assume that if you don't get the... I assume that if you don't get the bodies done in time, then what ends up happening is they, like, go bad or something, right? Basically, I'm assuming. They go bad and their graves give less points. Okay. Alright, so I gotta go up to get the graves. Unlock a place to burn. Okay. Stone cutter. I need nails. Wooden anvil. Anvil. Alright. I know I have an anvil somewhere. Wait, how do I make an anvil? Do I have to go back to the blacksmith for that? I could have sworn I saw an anvil somewhere around here. Maybe not. Just throw them in the river. Alright, anvil. Okay, anvil, 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 anvil. Do I have to go all the way back to the town to make the stone cutter? Please don't tell me I have to do that. Because I need nails. Crafted a cooking table. Maybe I can make that inside then? Okay. I don't understand. Why does it say... It says stone cutter, crafted a cooking table, wooden anvil, anvil 2. Why can't I make it at the cooking table then? With some money. Yeah, but in the meantime, I have to... You can find dirty nails. Where do I look for dirty nails, though? I mean, the bigger question I have is... This, like, I don't know. I find this not helpful at all. Not what you said, Classicar. I mean, I find, like, what it's telling me in the game not useful at all. Like, how does that help me? Cooking table, like, okay, and that's how? What? Wooden anvil? How do you make a wooden anvil? No. Yeah, I'm looking to see, but like... Carpenter's Workbench. So is this the deal where I have to make a carpenter's workbench so that I can make... Do I really have to go all the way back to the village so that I can use the anvil? I would just like to build... I'd like to build an anvil, but like... Big tree felling... Stone cutting... No. Not that. Carpenter's Workbench, okay. Carpenter's Workbench. I don't need Carpenter's Workbench. Oh my goodness! Ananda with the 35 Raiders raid! Goodness me! Hi Ananda, how you feeling? I hope you're feeling better, Ananda. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everybody, my goodness. You have arrived just in time to watch me struggle through trying to manage a graveyard. Red tab skill tree with the anvil. I will check that in just a second. Thank you for the raid, everybody. Thank you, Alice of Wonderland. Knock knock, who's there? Ananda raid. Cubix, Schwamenian, the mischievous PXE, Friendly Kitten, Knit1 Play 2, Cat Pig 7, Ananda, of course. Good to see everybody. Thank you, and I'm glad you're feeling better, Ananda. I hope you're excited for this afternoon. I certainly am. I am looking forward to. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Arvin Eleron. I do a lot of story and narrative-based stuff. I'm an author, so I focus a lot on stuff like that, and I play quite a bit of D&D and role-playing stuff, including with Ananda over as part of the D&D with GOG crew, and we're going to be playing in about an hour and a half from now. We're going to be playing some more Ghosts of Saltmarsh. In the meantime, I play a lot of stuff on this channel. I run somewhere in the order of 7 different campaigns, either myself or run or hosted by other people on this channel. And if any of that sounds interesting to you, please feel free to follow. Thank you for those of you who have already. Stick around, sub, do all that good stuff. And thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it. If I may need a backseating, I may. I feel like I may need a lot of backseating. This is very overwhelming for me. So I'm not big on crafting games much, to be honest. And it's one of the reasons that the reason that Stardew Valley didn't click with me is because I found Stardew Valley extremely stressful because I found it to be, I had a timer. I felt like I was constantly missing stuff. I felt like I was constantly rushing around. It was like not at all my speed. So I like the humor of this game and I like the sound design, and I'm hoping that I pick up on some stuff, but poor Classicor, who recommended this game, has been helping me try to figure stuff out, but I don't know. So yeah, welcome everybody. And thank you again, Ananda. I am excited for later on today. What were you playing, by the way, Ananda? And yeah, there's nothing on this smithing tab, so I've got to go back to the town and just do it on the anvil, which is... Sigh. Oh, yeah? Okay, that's fine. No, I don't hate it, Classicor, but, I mean, first of all, keep in mind, a game that I don't like doesn't have anything to do with whether it's good or bad. It just may not be my type of game. I just don't like crafting games much. In role-playing games, I always ignore the crafting. Like, I have no interest. I would much rather... I'm of the speed that I love exploring and finding treasure, and like, ooh, I get this cool thing, but putting together 50,000 different materials to build 65 other materials just leaves me cold. Is not my kind of thing. But that's cool. It's no problem. Okay. All right, anvil. That's an anvil. What? That is... Okay. Listen. Oh, no, I hear you. I hear you. You're not going to let me get to the anvil? Are you effing kidding me? Okay, I need help. Speak to the blacksmith by day. Have I mentioned I also hate timers? Okay. Alright, Let's go back and sleep then. See, this is the thing too, is that I feel like this is the thing with Stardew as well. Like what happened was I would be working on a project, and the way I do things, I love focusing until a project is done. So if I start on a project but it can't be finished without XYZ, I would much rather just go back. I'm talking about like in a game. I would much rather go back to bed in the game and sleep so that I can get to the next part so I can finish that project. I like to do one thing and then the next thing and then the next thing. I do not like to have 55 unfinished projects. Yeah, the money for the teleportation. Yeah, but I can't because I need to open the church so that they can get money so the village guy can pay me. So I feel like it's also big catch-22. Okay, okay, oh, it's daytime now? Oh, okay. I just realized as I was walking back to my house that it was daytime. Okay. I'm a little shocked, to be honest, about how completely Stardew Valley this is, like as far as look. I mean, wow. No, I know. I just mean schedules. Like, I want to be able to visit people when I want to visit them. I don't have to wait until, like, between the hours of this and this to watch that. And anyway, no big deal. I'm going to try to do what I can not to just sit and complain for the next 45 minutes or so. All right. I need your anvil. What? No, I need your anvil. How do I... I need your anvil. Gothdew Valley. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Nana. Can someone tell me where I can find an anvil? This is very early in the game, so speak to me like I'm a child of 5. Please. I have no idea where there's an anvil, and I need an anvil. See, I thought that, but I don't know where to do it. Like, I thought that it was one of those deals, but, like, here's my tree. None of the blueprints seem to lead to anything about building an anvil. Oh, I can buy an anvil from him? No. No, although I can buy nails, I guess. Oh, I can't do that. I don't have any money. See, I mean... See, one of the things that I... Okay, no, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain. Advanced forging. Advanced forging. Advanced forging. Where is advanced forging? Yeah, it could be, but I kind of would like to know. It's in the smithing tech tree. I mean, logic. Do I have to do like mining? So yeah, what is primitive forging? What does that mean? Where is primitive forging? Because I mean, I can't do any smithing yet. Oh, you're saying I can... Okay. Oh. Okay, I guess I can go back and talk to Heradric and tell him I delivered the letter. Alright, I sold your thing. Can you give me money, please? It's good you know how to use a sword. Crisvold told me about how you helped him. Here, have a beer. It's on the house. Okay, great. Found an abandoned garden near the graveyard. Can you tell me anything about it? Oh, the garden. It was seized by the merchant to cover someone's debts. I can't find anybody who'll make any use of it. I can give you permission to use the garden. Who else would agree to grow crops near the graveyard? I'll get right on that. Sounds great. Good. But you still need to talk to the merchant. It's his property. It's not exactly proper to give you permission without his approval. But it'll be fine if you just promise to settle the details with him later. Sure, I'll talk to him. He comes to trade with the locals every random symbol. He owns the barn just south of the tavern. Okay. Goodbye. I'll get right on that. All right. So I can give the beer back to Jerry. I know I don't have Gravedigger ethics. Yeah, I'm gonna give. See, I mean, I understand that, you know, yes, you can get money for teleport. And what you said, ClassScore, is right. The bottlenecky thing. So, like, this to me is a waste of time. Like, I have to trek all the way back to give him the beer. I could teleport, but I don't have any money. I don't have any money because I can't sell burial certificates because the guy doesn't have any money because I have to open a church, and I can't open the church until I fix the graveyard. It's like, Okay, so... Where are we? Oh, no, he's in the morgue. Hey, where's my beer? There we go. Ah, what a disappointment. I think I need something stronger. Alright, you seem like a decent guy, so here's some advice. Stop running around bragging that you're from another world. Today you whisper that to a drinking buddy in a tavern, and tomorrow your face is on every pole in the town. So if you want to keep yours, just stop. Maybe he's right. I should be more careful. So what was your question? I have some questions. How can I get home? Easy. I'm sure I could use the portal on Witch Hill. So I just need to go through it, or what? Do I need to turn it on first? I obviously don't have a brain inside here, so I'm not sure where this knowledge is coming from. I've told you everything I can remember. Maybe some books in the library could help you. Oh wow, the church has a library in its cellar. Or maybe Astrologer knows something. He's a smart man. He used to steal books from libraries when he was a kid. Okay, how do I get to the library? Obviously through the church, and I think your wine cellar might be connected to the church cellar, but I can't open that up until... Even the morgue is connected. There's a network of tunnels down here. Net. I used to like fishing. I remember fishing. And once I caught a fish this... sorry, I got no hands to show how big it was, but believe me, it was huge. I hate fish tails. And once... You know what? I need to go. Sure, it's nice to have legs. Don't forget to bring me some wine. The astrologer's so smart and very cheerful. Though I don't know him personally, I think. But his wine was the best, and he was a big friend of the lighthouse keeper. They used to hang out at the lighthouse every moon. Where's the lighthouse? Someone near... Let's see. Sardid, I don't remember. All these questions are so frustrating. You're not a very good friend, you know. Alright, goodbye. Oh, I need a wooden beam. And a wood wedge, right? The wood wedge... Wood wedge is chopping spot. I need these. Red points represent your handcrafting skills. Okay, so I need to get more handcrafting skills, I guess. Alright, I gave him the beer. It didn't really help me that much. Oh my god. But our church is great. That is enormous, cat thing. What is the benefit of this? When I fix this thing, does this help? Like, do I get red points from that or whatever? From doing this? Do I get red points from doing that? Does anyone know? What? What happened to my red things? Okay, that's useful, Rhino. But that I didn't get any red points. Ah. I feel like I'm in a bump and go game. We're just like, I can do this. Bump, 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 bump. No, I can't do that. All right. What do I need for this? Gravestone. Stone cutter. Stone cutter. All right, stone cutter. How do I get stone cutter? Oh, I have stone cutter. Nah. She sent me a save game. No. But does that mean though it's going to give me, so the delivery wagon can make deliveries. That means my morgue is going to pile up because I'm never going to remember to go back there, right? Stone cutter. Oh, I need more nails. Of course I need more nails. And now we're back to the thing. Boink, 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 boink. This is why I needed nails in the first place. I need nails so that I can... Oh. Wooden anvil, or an anvil, or anvil 2, or anything. I need anything. Okay. Yeah. So, I need wooden... I'm back to where I started. I need to figure out how to build an anvil. I need an anvil, or I need a wooden anvil, or I need a cooking... I have a cooking table, but I don't know... Where is the recipe? Where do I get the recipe for... Where do I get the recipe for nails, then? You need... Well, I talked to the blacksmith, but I didn't... Okay, maybe now that I... Like Classicor said, maybe now that I gave Jerry the beer, the blacksmith randomly will suddenly be able to give me what I need. Okay. I guess. And of course it's nighttime. I just pray that it will be daytime by the time I get there. Oh, except I don't think I can do that because I haven't made enough of a thing with him. Like I haven't become friendly enough with him yet or something. What's obnoxious is that the anvil is right there. I mean, but I guess I don't have the knowledge or something. Thank you. You know what? Oh, see, I didn't... Find metal ore in swamp soil. There's a huge swamp to the west across the river. I used to collect ore there before the bridge collapsed. Blueprint furnace. Okay. Like, so that thing was locked unless you have a certain amount of, like, you know, happiness with him or whatever, or, you know, whatever, influence. But the thing is, like, it still looked like it was locked. It had a big lock symbol there. It's not... All right, well, let's see. Primitive forging. Oh my god, an anvil. All right. Now we're back to this thing. Okay, so how do I get more of these red points? Since it's obviously not repairing things. How do I get more red points? Yeah, I hear you, Echo. So I need to figure out how to get points so I can get primitive forging so I can build a wooden anvil. It says my handcrafting skills and my ability to work with materials. I just have to craft something? Alright. I guess I could also try to cook something, maybe. So would cooking do that as well? Everything is ready, Monsignor. Good. Were there any problems? No, Monsignor. Except there was a strange fellow snooping around. Oh, there he is. Halt! Guys, calm down. I live here at the graveyard. He calls us guys? Why, he's a cultist for certain, Monsignor. I'm the graveyard keeper. I work as the keeper of the local graveyard. You can ask any of the villagers about me. Then you're definitely a new one. I feel that you're telling the truth. Would you join me at the witch burning ceremony? No. I have rather a weak stomach, so... Move! It wasn't an offer. So how did you find yourself in such an interesting position? Well, it just happened. There's nothing special to say. You're definitely hiding something. And I'll find out what. Here I am, the Great Inquisitor. I protect the one true faith in humankind itself. We're having a tough time in the town. The ship of the dead is already overloaded, and there's a new one stuck in the shipyard. Your graveyard is opening again at a suspiciously auspicious time. The dark cult is rising. I can feel it. Righteous anger rises with it in my soul. We've burned thousands of witches and heretics for 30 years, and it's only the beginning. Burn the witch! Burn! Light the fire! Burn the witch! Light the fire. Yes, Monsignor. Long live the Great Inquisitor! Hurrah! Witch burning, great. Hurrah. So, you work with a lot of dead bodies, huh? Yes, I think it's part of my job. You live right behind this hill near the graveyard, that right? Yes. Interesting, interesting. You know, I need someone to be my friend here at the village. A friend of mine is a friend of the Holy Inquisition. I don't trust the villagers. They don't go to church and even refuse to lay in their graves after death. But you're new here. You might notice something unusual. No? I'm not interested in that kind of friendship. I see. Now it's up to you. I just hope you don't become my enemy. You may live now. Return to your duties. That's creepy. Oh shoot, I have to go further down. Okay, so we're gonna go over this way, back up to the house. Okay, no bodies are great. All right. Okay, I have to make, wait a minute, what was this now? I have to make... Okay, I have to build something at the sawhorse, right? Okay. Okay, up here. Cut this. Here we go. Take this, put it over here. And craft. Yes. All right. Primitive forging. Let's go. Blueprint. Wooden anvil. All right. Wooden anvil. I have to build. I have to get simple iron parts, which I crafted an anvil, which I can't build without simple iron parts. That's up, big boss. That's great. That's great. Unreal. Okay. Well, I need to make nails somehow. Which I can't, I need to get, not that, I need to get simple iron parts. And I can't do that because I don't have any money, so I can't buy them from the blacksmith. Clear out the junk in the basement? I thought I did. I don't think I can clear out the junk in the basement, though. I don't think I can. Oh, wait, maybe from this barrel? No, see, I need iron parts to clear out the thing so I can get iron parts. Okay. Yes! Simple iron parts! Okay. Simple iron parts. Alright, come on now. There's only one, though. I need more than that. Ah, there we go. There we go. More simple iron parts. Okay. 4 simple iron parts. Okay, so I think that's all I needed, actually. To build that. Thank you, Classicore, for the advice. Okay. Alright. Cool. So here I can build a wooden anvil. Thank God. Alright. Now, of course, I'm going to run out of energy. Okay, what do I need for this? An iron ingot. To do that, I need a furnace. Okay. How do I get a furnace? It's furnace. Interesting. Alright, well, this is... That's furnace 2. That's odd. Oh, I already have the blueprint for a furnace. Okay. What do I need for a furnace? Probably metal parts, right? Yeah, of course. Need a piece of stone. Alright, I need one more iron part, which I could make if I had a furnace. Yeah, okay. So I need stone, and I need an iron part. Okay. One more simple iron part. Okay, so I need one more simple iron part. And if I get one more simple iron part, then I make some stone, then I can wait a minute, stone cutter. Don't I have stone cutter? Yeah, I have stone cutter. Okay, I can make a stone cutter. Do I have a stone cutter anywhere? I don't, right? All right, so here we go. We're going to build a stone cutter. Yeah, we definitely do not have a stone cutter. So, yeah, out of energy, of course. Of course. All right, let me go inside. Let me cook so I can get more energy. Oh no, I can't do any of that. Why? Because I don't... Wait, come on now. Raw sliced meat. Dough. I need water. Don't I have water? I thought I had a water bottle. Yeah. Okay, good. Alright, I can make dough. Fine! Okay. I'm so refreshed. I'll bet I am. All right, finish this. Okay, I made dough. With dough, what can I make? I need to make bread. I made dough, but I can't. All right. Raw sliced meat. Okay, great, cool. All right, so now I go out here. I finish building the stone cutter. Iron ore, okay. Iron veins in the mountains. Piece of stone. Stone repair kit. All right, let me go get some stone. Okay. Alright, need to get over here so I can get more. It's interesting that digging gives you... I didn't realize that digging also gives you, like, red points. That's helpful. Oh, you can cook the dough in the fireplace? Alright, let me go back and I'll check that in a minute. Man, your energy goes down fast in this game. How am I doing on pieces of stone? I have 6 of them. See, what I find confusing about this is it's not crafted at. You have to find it elsewhere, and then you can use it at the stone cutter. But it sounds like you get it from the stone cutter from that, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. Fuel from sticks. Ah, okay. Good call. Alright, so we have 20. So... What's up, Sharian? Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. See, and here's the other thing. Like, so it doesn't let you know when the bread is finished, right? So you just have to sit here, or you have to pray that you don't forget. Which is like not, yeah. Oh, it just pops out? All right. Well, I want to get one more thing started in here. Cooking in here, so... Okay. So, baked meat. Plus 15, okay. Okay. Should be able to cook whole stacks. Waiting for my bread to pop out. And just like in real life. Yeah, food never burns in real life. Okay. Okay, I need more fuel. Firewood. Okay. This is what I have to do down the line. Alright. Okay. Now what do I need to do exactly? What was I trying to build? I'm trying to build a furnace. So I need more stone. And I still need more freaking iron parts. Okay, let me get more stone. Oops. See, because once I have a furnace, then I can build iron parts. I can build simple iron parts without having to find them. Oops. $22. All right. So that's enough stone. Ooh. That is ore. Nice. Okay. So now that I have that, okay. Wait a minute. That's a wooden anvil, right? No, that's a stone cutter. So wait, can I now build a wooden anvil? Oh no, I already have a wooden anvil. Forgot. Okay, nails, right. I need an iron ingot, right, I need to build a furnace. Okay, right. Now it's all coming back to me. So I need a furnace. To get that, I need those. Okay, so I need an iron part. Yeah, exactly, Rhino, which sometimes feels like just forced delay. Okay. So, I need to find a place with iron parts. Also, how do I make a chopping space? Okay, let's see. Chopping spot. I need a chopping... I mean, not a chopping spot. I need iron parts. Gotta find iron parts somewhere. Maybe in here? No, then I'm using up... I need iron things. Is there anything besides, any other place besides the, okay, so assuming I have no money, because I still don't have any money, where do I get iron parts? Because I already looked in my basement. Hi. Does the debris respawn, really? Okay. Well. I need one more. Okay, so I need... I need one more iron part. Yeah, but I can't... I know, Classcore, but I can't buy anything because I don't have any money, because I can't sell my burial certificates because they don't have any money, because we haven't started the church up, which I can't do anything about until I get the graveyard working. This is the bump and go experience I'm having, which is just bang, 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 bang. I also have only about another 10 minutes to play, and then I got to go get ready for D&D, so... But I would really, 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 really love to at least get a furnace so I could feel like I made some progress. Woof. All right, back to the... Have I tried washing dishes? I should. All right, back to the village. Yeah, but the iron ore doesn't help me. I need iron parts, and I can't make iron parts without a furnace, and I can't build a furnace without iron parts. Stop. Stop. I don't have time for you. Wait. Don't. Please. Nah, I mean, I already used up what I had. I mean, I guess, can I trade? I guess I have to trade him ore. I'll trade him parts for parts. That's brilliant. I'm going to scream. Yeah, great. I can't. I don't have enough. I don't have enough ore to sell them. Where's this swamp thing? Oh, great. God, I wish. What is that? It's going to be a thing I can dig, isn't it? Of course, so many technology. Yeah, but the problem is I can't, Sharian, because he doesn't have any money, because I haven't been able to build a church, and I haven't built the church because I need to finish the graveyard, and I can't finish the graveyard because I don't have the parts that are needed to build the stuff to replace it, and I haven't done that because I don't have the other things. Like, literally the entire first hour and a half of this game has been literally just banging up repeatedly against every wall. Just like, I want to do this, but I do this, but I do this, but I do this. Yeah, he doesn't have any money. Zero. And he said, I tried to sell him stuff, and he said he can't because he doesn't have anything. I mean, I don't know, maybe he's lying, but what the text said was that. Wait, don't cut here. Yeah, sounds like a plan, Big Boss. He might have just complained? Hello, Yvette. No, I know you can, but I'm saying that they didn't... He said he couldn't do it because he didn't have the money. I have 2 burial certificates. He said he couldn't do it. So I'm going to go back and check right now just to be on the safe side. But he said he couldn't do it because he didn't have the money. And he said, I need to build the church. And I said, I can't do that till I build the graveyard. And then he shrugged his shoulders. So why would he say... No, I'm all good. Thanks, Evac. I have my own folks to do that. Thank you, though. He literally said he couldn't afford... Yeah, but, like, I listened to what I'm told in the story. Like, if the story tells me I don't have money, so I can't do this, I believe him. I didn't know that it was like, no, the game's lying. Like, what's up, Aaron? Oh, my God in heaven. All right, so now I can go get the parts. Oh, I can't because the blacksmith, right. Awesome. I know, the classic Skyrim, right? Oh my God. Alright, I'm gonna put the body back. I'm gonna put the body back, then I'm running back, I'm taking the stuff, I'm building a furnace, and then that's it. You gotta seed that stuff. I have to be honest, I don't know how many, I mean, I don't know. But I don't think this game does itself any favors with its opening tutorial section. Like, I have you folks generously helping me, and this is extremely annoying. And I can't imagine someone who is like, I imagine most people just being like, well, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not doing anything else, you know, like... And it's fine to say, well, the game opens up like 2 hours later or whatever, but then like, whoops. Why doesn't it open up to begin with? Okay. Nope, shoot. Okay, so now it's daytime, so now I can go back to the blacksmith, and I can get the parts from him, so I can finish the furnace, so I never have to go back to the blacksmith again to get the parts. Yeah, exactly. Jeez. So how long has this game been out? Is this a couple years, or 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, 3? How long is this? Yeah, oh god, yeah, Rhino. I mean, that just... So many things with Stardew. I love the concept of it, but man, it just was not a game I was gonna stick with. I found it very stressful. 3 years ago. Wow. Okay. Okay, simple iron parts, right? I can just buy it. Great. Goodbye. Alright. I get to go all the way back, but then I can at least I can build furnace. Yeah, well, that's definitely true, Chipped. It's not really my style. I don't really like crafting games. This was suggested to be by my chat. Normally, I have a thing every month where my Patreon, when it's at a certain level, my chat gets to choose a game for me to try, and I have the right to veto it if I want to. But, you know, most of the time I try not to do that. And Classic Or, you know, was one of the people I think who nominated it. So it was cool. Like, the only games that I really veto are games that are, I hate horror games, and I will just veto those out of hand. But games that I just, if I've already streamed it, or if I'm going to stream it, or if I just don't feel like it, or whatever, those are games that typically I will not, you know, I'll veto. But something like this, you know. Yeah, and again, this is not at all, wait a minute. How many parts do I have? No. Nice try. Nice freaking try. I almost fell for that. Almost fell for it. So anyway, my point is, this is not at all a commentary on the game at all. The game seems fine for it, absolutely fine for what it is. This is just me being like, hey, what's up, Craigery? Yeah, I realized that after it was too late. But, oh well. Okay. Iron ingots. Great. I need 25 fuel. Oh, shoot. No, I just want to make just one. Okay, how do I... Is it doing it? Why can I not make this? I have iron ore. I have it. Oh, I need 25 fuel. There we go. Okay. Yeah, although I will say that I have a limited shelf life for those, Big Boss. I like point and click adventure games once in a while. Once in a while. But not as a steady diet. Because I find the point and click adventure game logic kind of annoys me after a while. So, but I do like those games. I do like playing those games on and off, yeah. Iron smelting achieved. But, you know, adventure games, right up my alley. RPGs, I love. I like certain kinds of platformers, like the Metroids and things like that. Oh gosh, 320, I gotta get moving here. And what else? I do like some point and click adventure games, exploration type games, space games. I even have a soft spot in my heart occasionally for certain shooters here and there. So, you like watching other people struggle with point and clicks? Okay. Okay. This takes a while. Wow, this takes a long time. I assume later on you can build furnaces that work faster or something. I'm guessing. No, I mean, listen, I can definitely see, for people who like crafting stuff, I can definitely see the appeal. I mean, this whole thing is just a wonderland of crafting. It never ends. You know, you just go here, build this, build that, develop that, build that, develop the other thing, build that. So, yeah, I guess that's true. But see, the other thing is, too, that I don't like having 5 or 6 different things going at a time. Like, I like to do one thing and then do the next thing and then do the next thing. if there's multiple quests in a game, that's not quite the same thing. Because I feel like I can do one thing, then do another thing that's on the way to the other thing. But I don't like games where it's like, okay, do this, start that going, run there. Did you check the other? Go back there. Like, that's my life. You know? So, like, in a game, I'm not looking for that in a game. All right. Now, I got an ingot. Why the hell was I building that in the first place? I was building the ingot for some reason. I don't remember why I was building the ingot. Oh, for the nails. That's right. Yes. Okay. Now I got nails. Now that I have nails, I think I can actually repair a grave. I think that's why I started all this in the first place, was so that I could repair an actual grave. I think that's why. This was all so that I could repair the graveyard. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what it was. Okay. 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 Oh. Okay, wait. More energy. More energy. Never stop energy. Okay. Quality 15. Okay, good. Okay, so the wood repair kit. So now I need the Carpenter's graveyard, right? Wait, I have a gravestone, right? Why can't I do that? Do I not have enough energy? I should have enough energy. Why can I not fix the gravestone? Oh, current condition 100%. Okay. Yeah, but... Okay. I mean, I guess. Oh, wood repair kit. Don't know how to build a gravestone yet. When does the bishop come back? Whoops, wrong place. When does the bishop come back? It's better than it was. Every purple sun. Ugh. Alright, well... Okay. That's... I'm going to go back to my hut. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I gotcha. Bishop comes to praise the sun. Oh, durability bars. Well, for that, I do. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. No, I mean, I do know that. Yeah, I mean, I know that even from, certain MMOs and stuff like that, do things like that. Like that obviously needs to be fixed up. That's not perfect, And like, I have a whetstone that can fix some of it and all that. I mean, like, yeah. No, I do know that, but I appreciate that. Probably could make this, couldn't I? All right, let me build one last thing. Which is the chopping spot. Okay, good. For a minute, I thought I had blocked myself out from all of this. Okay. This firewood, I assume, is much more efficient than sticks. Right, it's just text. That's right. Because the idea is to just copy and paste it. It doesn't really work as a link. I've tried to set it that way, CatPig, but it doesn't really work that way. So, but yes, this game, if you liked it more than I did, this is 50% off. So I saw Gregory was there, and if you use that affiliate link, you can get the GOG version, which is what I got from GOG. So, my take on this is, I appreciate the. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Here. Let me just do this. Great. So, so my take on this is, I think this is very good for what it is. It's just not my cup of tea. I just don't like crafting games particularly. So I don't like crafting in games much. And so it's not really my bag. But it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It seems like I like it. It's sort of a fun, it's got a charm to it for sure. I think it's neat that there's other sort of story aspects below the level, below the surface of it. And not everything is going to work for everybody, Like I can see here on my list that like Darksaber played a bunch of this. Lovelust has played a bunch of this. I see Mar down here played a bunch of this. And like, that's cool. It's just not my bag. But I think you, however, will... hey, what's up, Divinorium? But you, if you like crafting games, I think would enjoy this. I think it's a good quality kind of game like that. And if you like Stardew Valley, you should be all over this game. I mean, like, it's a whimsical kind of Stardew Valley game, except, depressing and dealing with the dead. No, I'm just kidding. I do think that they could do the tutorial a little bit better. I feel that the tutorial is a little too... It's not even railroaded. It's the opposite. It's like they put up a bunch of like you're walking through an invisible maze, and I found it very frustrating to constantly be banging up against. You need this for that. Oh, you can't do that. You got to do this for that. No, you can't find that, but this for the other. So you just feel very much like you're just bouncing around until you actually land somewhere. But it's a cool soundtrack and cool sound, and that sort of thing. Yeah, and I mean, it sounds like there's a story to it, which is also cool. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of story. So yeah, I like I say, in general, I think it seems like a cool game for people who like that sort of thing, and I'm glad that we got the chance to try it. Right, and I hate that floundering in the dark feeling. So again, it's not for me. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It could be a very good game and not be a game for me. So I hope that you liked watching a little bit of it. even if I was struggling quite a bit through getting through aspects of it. But now I got to go get ready for D&D with GOG, which is the top of the hour, as we are going to continue with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So that's at 4 p.m. Eastern, and if you like D&D, you should check that out. I will be back here on this channel tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern when my vocal team, the Art Vocalists, are going to be playing some Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, which is going to be a lot of fun. So if you like that, where you should have, I think, a full complement. I know Dot's going to be back with us, and we're going to have, I believe, Rob and Russ, and I think Zach is going to be there. So I think we'll have a full complement of our team. So that's happening at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. So 4 p.m. Eastern, GOG.com. We've got D&D with GOG. And then tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, we've got some of our vocalists. If you like what you saw and heard, please follow the channel. Check out the YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCord, Twitter with !ArvTweets, website arvanellarun.com. Financially, !ArvShop is the merchandise area where you can get a bunch of stuff for Infinity and Beyond, Adventures Middle Earth, and soon to be Esper Genesis as well. That supports the channel, as does the Patreon, !ArvTreon, where you can get cool stuff, again, to support the channel and get some cool individual stuff for you. And you can subscribe to the channel, as a couple of people did today. That is much appreciated also. Get those custom sub badges and emotes and things like that. And of course, I will, if you haven't already done so, take a look at the publishing stuff. Icarus for my Icarus graphic novel. Library for my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Greyshade KS for more details about the Greyshade Kickstarter coming soon, although not immediately next week. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Very important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. And Help Now, which is the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Very important to reach out to others when they need help and to reach out to others when you need help as well. Thank you to my wonderful viewers today. Thank you to my mods, Arudinel, JRab, Triffity Mats, best in the business as always. Thank you to my subscribers, Arudinel, JRab, Triffity Mats, Echo, Nonstop, Classic Or, Garlic, Mrs. Dunsel. Thank you as well to my Patreon group in there, my Patreon supporters also. Thank you to my viewers, to Almadden, to Big Boss, Blackberry Bear, Brahms, Butthurt Gamer, Catpig, Craigery, Darth Sisu. Thank you to Defective Automaton, to Divinorium, Effect Life, Arenth, Fraswar. Thank you to, what's up, Fras? Thank you to Gayqui. Thank you to Good Canadian Family. Thank you to Ananda. Thank you again, Ananda, so much for the raid today, by the way. I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you to Kesmet, to Kurt Play. Thank you to Omajep, Pep, Rhino Man. Thank you to Sarah, Second OBS. Thank you to Sevna, Sharian. Thank you to Silverleaf, to Stan Kubrick, Tina Smith, John, V&K. Thank you to Wild Cane and XD Kodo. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. And thank you all. Everyone be good to each other. No raid today because I'm going to be at GogCon in about 25 minutes. So stop by there for some awesome D&D action. And thanks again for recommending this game for us to check out. That's it for me. Much love to everybody. Everyone be good to each other. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye for now.